All right, Transformers. Dr. Angelo Reynolds, Senior, live from the Transformers Academy. You know I had to get some sunshine today. You know it's nice out where I am. You guys who've been following us, we had some really beautiful scenery yesterday as we were talking. I wanted to make it as comfortable for you guys, and I'm out getting some fresh air today, as always. So we had many comments about this week's Transformational Vitamin. If you're coming on the air, please be mindful of other viewers or other listeners, I should say, and be mindful of the topic that we're talking about this evening. If it's something that does not interest you, we'd appreciate it if you would keep comments appropriate and not to offend anyone. So let's get started. If you're coming on. All right, I'm Angelo Reynolds, Senior, that is. And this is live from the Transformers Academy. And this week we've been talking so far about what makes a healthy marriage. And so yesterday I had an opportunity to not only talk about what makes a healthy marriage, but also what makes a healthy relationship. So you may not be married, you may be divorced, you may be separated, you may be contemplating marriage, you may be thinking about marriage, you may be engaged. But when we start thinking about the healthy ingredients or what makes up a healthy relationship, I talked specifically this week about marriage and as it related to the kind of ingredients or kinds of sacrifices that people have to make in order to make a successful, healthy marriage. And so I began talking about 7 essential ingredients. All those things are on YouTube. So what I want you to do is go to YouTube and take a look at my channel there and look at those ingredients and find where you've been doing some of those things. Some of those things, we'll talk, 3 of my favorite that I talked about so candidly had to do with making your spouse or your partner your best friend. We talked about this yesterday. Finding a way to embrace the whole spiritual, religious piece, or I should say practice together, doing those things. And then the third thing that was important to me, I mean, there are 7, they're all important, but number 3 was shared responsibilities so that the relationship is not one-sided. In other words, one person is not doing everything, taking the kids to school, picking them up, doing all the homework, buying all the groceries, doing all the cleaning in the house, all those things that appear to be one-sided that can make a relationship unhealthy because it's overwhelming for one person to be solely engaged in one-sided relationships. Okay, so that's what we've been talking about all week, and we posted up some information on YouTube, and also we began on Instagram. And so what I want you guys to do is, if you're going to come on the air, if you're going to reach out to us, make sure that you are, again, sending in information or being respectful to the broadcast, all right? You can also catch us at DrAngeloReynolds.com, where you get a chance to see what we do at the Transformers Academy, how it could be viable for your organizations. My books there, Overcoming Obstacles, Beating the Odds, and The Act of Change, and all the important things that could be useful for your organizations, your staff, your ministries, your educational institutions. Next week, we're going to be coming from the educational resource transformation section, where we're going to talk about how to deal with your, how to cope with your transitioning teenager. Oh, whoa, what a story. And what a treat you're going to be in if you spend some time with us next week. Okay, but we come every week from the Transformers Academy. And so it's my goal and my hope that when I share the information, it's information that's useful for you guys, something that you can use in the confines of your personal growth, your personal walk, and also in your professional life, because we also talk about career movements, moving up the ladder, making career changes, but also finding your way to entrepreneurship, something that's been very inquisitive for many people contacting the Transformers Academy, but relationships, career, health, spirituality, and all those things that are intertwined and collaboratively affected on a universal principle of moving from one place to the next. And that's what my goal is as a transformer, is to talk about personal experiences, share information with you guys about the importance of growth, the importance of moving from one place to the next, marriage, for those persons who honor it, like myself, and you want your marriage to work, these are opportunities where you can spend time with your spouse, get a chance to see what your spouse thinks or your significant other, and find a way to bring gratitude to each other, find a way to bring happiness and joy to each other, so that, again, it's not one-sided, one person is not overwhelmed. And if you really want to make sure that if something that is beneficial, then partake at halfway so that you guys can make it work. All right. So if you're on the air and you guys are listening, be mindful again that we're live and that there are people on. But the ingredients for making a healthy marriage, making a healthy relationship, go to YouTube and look at that stuff. We have it there. But I want you guys to share these posts with us, because we've gotten a lot of emails, comments, and great things that people are saying about the information. And that's what my goal is, to make sure and tell you how you can become a transformer. Aren't you interested in moving from one place to the next? Aren't you in a movement of growth? And aren't you trying to aspire to be something or grow to a new level? This is the place for you guys, because we do all those things at the Transformers Academy. Listen, we have these live broadcasts, we Periscope, one-on-one coaching, and all these things that you guys have talked about, and we know that you guys sent in inquiries about, so we make sure that we have those things for you. Okay, if you're on the air, if you're not, if you're gone, hopefully you'll come back and visit us later and look at some of the things that are impactful in terms of healthy relationships. This week, my goal, because I just celebrated my 20-year anniversary, I wanted to make sure that I gave people something that they too can use, because I felt like if it worked for me, it can work for you. And so even if every ingredient listed there is not for you, I bet you can take one or two things that you probably not doing or sharing together that you can start to implement to see some changes in your marriage. And hopefully you guys can become oneness and bridge that gap if there's a separation of anxiety or disgrace between you guys in marriage. Okay. All right. We'll close out there. Hopefully you'll go back and see these things, guys. Go to YouTube, all social media, but find out how you can be a transformer. It's so important to find and open yourself to new information and receptive to new ideas, because that is the only way you are going to grow. I'm Dr. Angelo Reynolds, Senior, that is. This is the Transformers Academy. I hope you guys, thank you for spending time with me. Thank you for coming on the air. If God's will, we'll see you guys tomorrow, every day, 7 p.m. Eastern, from Sunday through Thursday. We're on the air live, talking about things that are impactful for all of us. And guess what? Your story is just as equal and greater importance to someone else, but it's useless unless you share those things with someone. We hope you enjoyed this broadcast, and I hope more importantly, you'll spend some time with us. Catch me at DrAngeloReynolds.com. We'll see you tomorrow.